I hate the sound of sirens. They all wore defeat like a badge of honor. Until I became an isolate myself. For a long time, I'd romanticize those lonely Saturday nights. Table for one at a local jazz bar. Or maybe catch a Brian De Palma all-nighter. The problem with being an isolate is that your existence starts to have little or no impact on your daily surroundings. After a while, in fact, you cease to matter, which is what you've always wanted, but in practice is not actually that desirable. Step 1 is to remove yourself from all social media. Now, this can be tricky, because one can forget all those dating sites we signed up to in a desperate need to be relevant. I suggest going through your saved passwords to find out what profiles you had created and delete them. Step 2, and this one was my favorite. Tell all those people in your life that you do, in fact, despise them. Why so harsh? Well, you want news to spread fast that you no longer wish to partake in basic human pleasantries like friendship, which always felt one-sided to me. Once that is done, and you haven't received contact from anyone for about a month, you can initiate Step 3. Faking your own death. There are a multitude of different ways to fake your own death. Lost at sea is the cheapest and becoming quite popular. All you need to do is leave a pile of clothes on the beach with your ID and phone, and hey presto, you're officially dead. I heard of an isolate who faked his own hanging. That was too messy and expensive for me at the time. You have to acquire a body for starters, and then there's a lot of paperwork that needs fudging. I find if you want to leave the social contract via suicide, you are sending a message to your old friends that you were unhappy. I was never unhappy, but I wasn't ever happy. I more suffered a constant state of disappointment. I was then free to roam the world as I pleased. I had to be careful. You're not invisible yet. You can't just go around stealing stuff without being spotted. That comes with time. You have to be seen, but not acknowledged for at least 3 months to gain that privilege. Once the world thinks you are dead, but in fact you're still alive, you have reached ghost status. Maintaining ghost status can be tricky, as some people still have the ability to see you. They are the true obstacles to pure isolation.
I think it's harder than it needs to be.
Avoiding them can be difficult, and once they've seen and acknowledged you, you have no choice but to protect your solitary existence. It started off as a preservation of my setup, but soon became a hobby. I don't know what it is about watching their final moments.
Ow. Ow. Okay.
But they all give you that same expression. Some of them almost seem relieved. They still scream and struggle, of course. But you can tell they just want me to get it over and done with.
If anything, I'm doing them a favour. At first, I would dispose of the obstacles, but the risk of getting caught was far too great.
What do you think you're doing?
So I started to just leave them where I stopped them.
But that approach became very short-lived due to the fact that I enjoyed spending time with my sufferer. So I found some lovely quiet spots in the city where I could carry on my work. Alas, I started to deviate from my initial intent. My goal was no longer to be this solitary isolate. My goal was now to become famous. I know, quite a change of heart I had, but, you know, there's only so much time you can spend in your own company before you go...
Who are you talking to?
Due to the method of my execution changing quite rapidly, the police found it quite hard to pin me down. Hush, bye. Go on, nights. Go on, nights. Oh, come on. Shh, 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 shh. But really, this prostitute killer? They think that numbskull's behind my perfect killing spree. And this pedo got put away for maybe one or two of the kids I accidentally killed. But those kids got in the way. Don't tell me you've never thought about it. Killing is killing, whether it's done for duty, profit, or fun. Oh, you're gonna laugh about this one. So, total coincidence. I end up killing his girlfriend, his best friend, and his brother on all unrelated events. The police find out that both his best friend and brother were bunking up with his one true love. Peter gets the blame. What are the odds? Run. Oh, and this was his cleaner. They thought she was an accomplice. I mean, talk about getting away with murder. Keep running!
So sorry, please let me go. I promise. Please, I promise I'll be better. Please don't kill me. Please, so sorry. No.
Luckily for me, we live in a patriarchal society. So therefore, when no gender information is given, we can only assume that the given person is male. This is the main reason I've managed to evade capture for so long.
Okay, I really wasn't thinking then. But I thought I was going to get caught. And I just wanted to actually feel special for one night. One night only. It was okay in the end. I only got away with this stupid behaviour. As if you walk onto stage at an East London open mic night covered in blood, people think it's performance art. Anyway... I found out what was missing from my story. I needed to kickstart my very own cat and mouse chase. It wasn't that I wanted to get caught, but the danger of capture was a far too desirable thrill to turn down. Hence why I started to send regular updates to my local law enforcement.
Now that I'd started to gather an audience for my achievements, I needed to make them feel that they were a part of what I was about. For the first time in my life, people wanted to know about me and who I was. So I wanted to give something back to my fans. And when your fans are hungry, you have to feed them. Oh, he's from my halal fans. It was quite cost-effective as well. I mean, I had all this meat just hanging around doing nothing. Waste not, want not. This. No. This isn't human meat. I don't like it. It's purely for the fans, and the fans love it. Well, until I sent them a video of me telling them how I managed to contaminate the supply chain. Here, watch. I'm in too deep. I can't just stop, retire, and the police are so useless. They're incapable of catching me without me handing myself in, and I refuse to do that. But then I thought, what if giving myself up was part of the plan? I've shot, stabbed, gutted, choked. I've killed in every kind of way, apart from one. I know, but what kind of life is this? There's no pension. The second I lose physical strength to carry on my activities, how do I survive? Bowing out before I get too old is somewhat admirable. I mean, will I have the physical strength to do this in my 60s? You see, this job is very physically demanding. Guys, it's been really nice to chat. Sorry, could you please keep the noise down? I am trying to talk. That's better. Where was I? Yes. So it's been lovely to chat, but I must be off. It's been really nice to be listened to for a change. Like most people I encounter just yell at me. So this has been great. We should do it again sometime. I hate the sound of sirens.
And please remember, if you ever want to disappear, there is always step 3. Fake your own death.
This isn't me taking the easy way out. This is just me taking them out the easy way. Some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives they must lead, because this feels great. I'm free to enjoy life on my terms. No fans, no police, no cameras, no lights. I am no longer like a pilot in a ship, but now A demon on a chopper, hammering through the sky at 100 miles an hour. Who am I? I'm nobody!
But my parents called me Nina. Oh, I do hate the sound of sirens.